Hello, guys. Hey. I know it's a late live and probably no one will be here, but it is what it is. Poor Shazam has been at this all day to get this together so we could do a little bit of a validation situation here. And it's going to be a little different than the last validation video I did. We're going to actually add the clips from the readings in here. So hopefully it goes smoothly because this has been very frustrating for her. And she has been working on this all day long. She does my technical crap because I don't have the setup for it. So you guys can thank her for that. Everything I'm going to talk about tonight is all alleged. Okay, this is not factual information. It's psychic medium impressions. However, I still want to go over it because it's stuff that I said that's clicking and hitting now. So I'm surprised there's even as many people as there is right now at 1:00 in the morning my time. But we didn't have time to do it tomorrow or later today. So that's why we are doing it now. And then whoever doesn't watch it can just watch it later. But I don't want, we're just going to go through. I went through last night and I did all of the timestamps, and we're going to go over the timestamps and what I found out so far. Now there's going to be way more validation, I think, coming up that I don't have timestamps for yet, or that, there's going to be more validations that are going to come out. It's just that this is all we know right now, right? It's very new and everything, but I have done so much work on it that I'm just a little too excited to get this validating information out there. So yeah, I guess I have to send her the link. So this is all alleged. It's all alleged. Innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I have my own feelings about it. I'm not going to say, really. I don't think I should say. I don't think I'm allowed to say. But allegedly, I feel like he's definitely they've definitely got the right guy, is how it feels to me. Because too much hits. Now, that's not to say that there might not be more involved somehow. But also there's a couple of things I need to mention, I think, that I was trying to remind myself to mention. So, when I did all the auto writes back in 2017, when all this happened, I didn't realize how my auto writes worked. Okay, I didn't realize that I was getting multiple cases at that time because I didn't know I worked that way. But if you see some of the names, even Barbara Bush, she ended up, something happened with her, and we went back to the auto writes, and that's kind of where we kind of understood that, these are different cases, because there's a nursing student in there. I went through everything, and I recognize that some of this stuff is not going to be connected to him. Some of this stuff might be connected to a different serial killer or different cases. And I think the reason why, we don't know, he could allegedly be responsible for more, but I think a lot of it was maybe mental illness and what he's thinking. Maybe he wanted to be a serial killer. Maybe he was thinking, voices were telling him to do something. A lot of that stuff, I could have been in his mind getting it, as well as it's very possible that, it's other serial killers, it's other cases, because that's how my auto writes work, which I did not know at the time. I was trying to connect with just the girls, but more came in. And I always kind of thought that Iowa, Lizzie, Lyric, and Lizzie were connected somehow, just because the similarities, they're both found in a similar area. I don't think it was as brutal, but I don't know what the connection is with that, but I've always kind of said it could be connected. So I have to keep that. I have to let you guys know that about the auto writes and how they work. So basically, although I'm trying to get it on just this case, I probably picked up other cases because that's how I do my world events now. I don't do my readings that way anymore because of that situation, because I get way too many interconnects and way too much stuff. So I could have been picking up on another serial killer. The Mexican guy I got, I mean, yes, this guy was from Mexico, Indiana. It could have been symbolic, but it could also be that there is a different guy that is connected to another case that looks like I was seeing. And I think too that this guy changed his look so many times from that we've seen in pictures. He looks different in every picture, that I think that that's why I kept getting like multiple, like seeing different people. Was because he had so many different looks. And I said he was a chameleon, you know, that he would blend in and changes looks all the time, and he does. And it's even trippy because we talked about, like, his eyes could look lighter or they could look darker. There's pictures I've seen, like the one that was released where his eyes are light and hazel, which I actually got, and then I've seen where they're dark. Super weird how he can, how is, I don't know, maybe it's contacts or maybe it's just, I don't know. But I find it weird. So I'm letting you guys know that about the auto rights. I've noticed I think I am missing auto rights on my channel, but you can find them on I'll have to go back and post a link because I forgot. I'll post a link to where you can find them on iHeart, where I did them on the old podcast. So you can go there and you can find them. Otherwise, most of it's on my channel. We're going to try to see if we can download it to my channel, those ones, so I don't have to redo them. But I don't know if it happened in the time that I lost my old channel. Maybe it seems like I'm missing like 3 and 4, I think. So, but basically, you know, you can listen to the podcast and it's everything that I've released as far as auto rights. Now the readings, all those are on my channel. The focus reads, those are all on my channel. So I went back through every single one of the auto rights, every single one of the readings, and connected what I could connect. And there's a few things that have come since that I don't have timestamps for because I didn't find out till later. Like, I heard allegedly he used to work at Walmart. That's something that was brought up. And I've heard allegedly that he lived a house away from Cody. That's something else. I think I actually did put a timestamp in for that one. That actually came in a lot. I kept getting connections like that. And I'm trying to think, but I think I've got timestamps for just about everything that we know right now. And it's a trip because the timestamp I don't have is because that I don't have is where I saw him with a white beard with a stripe down it. Now I'll show you guys a picture when she comes on here about that. Because I didn't notice it till today when I saw a different picture. Because like I said, he looks different. His beard looks different. Sometimes he's got more white, sometimes not. He's actually got a stripe down his beard, and it's white, and he's got a stripe down it. So that tripped me out a little bit when I saw that, and I said, okay, so I needed to put that in there, but I didn't because I'd have to go back through everything again and find it, and I just don't know where it is. So you'll have to just trust me on that or go listen to the readings, I guess. I'm waiting for Shazam to come in here. Where are you, Shazam? Are you ready? But hello, everybody. Hello, Lori. Hello, Faye. Hello, hello, hello. I'm surprised there's so many people here actually this late at night. Oh, you guys don't go to bed or what? I'm glad you made it to a live, Kathy. It's weird that it's at 1 o'clock in the morning that you're making it. But hey, we just didn't have time to do it tomorrow, so we're doing it today. All right, where are you, Shazam? So yeah, I think that a lot of, like I said, with the auto rights, not only did I get different cases, but I think I got a lot of maybe what he thought, maybe what he wanted to be. So there's that in mind, because I was listening to it last night and I was like, man, these are dark, and they're talking about killing all kinds of people, and like, there's no way he's this kind of serial killer, you know? So I think, I mean, we don't know, I guess, but it could be I was picking up different serial killers, or that's what he wanted to be, or that's what he was thinking, you know? So I have to kind of explain that to people because I've learned a lot about how my gifts work and how this works from then till now. And I don't think I understood that I was picking up probably other cases because, especially possibly a truck driver serial killer, because of the certain things that I got in those auto rates. So, where is she at? There you are. I was just going to message you because I'm over here like flapping in the wind. All right. So I'm going to bring her on. She did all the work today. So you guys can thank her for this video we're about to produce. We'll call it produced by Vanished and Forgotten. If you guys haven't subbed to her, go sub over there. And she's got to get her butt in gear on doing her own videos. She's too busy helping me make mine. Okay. There she is. There?
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're ready with you with what you are. Do I need to bring up the timestamps? I guess I do to follow along, huh? The timestamps are also listed in the Psychic Sleuth group if anybody wants to take a look at them. They're listed in there as well. But like I said, there's a few that I'm missing, it seems. And we'll probably keep getting more validations, and it's going to be a pain to add it all. Because I think there's going to be more that's going to come up. But what am I looking for? Timestamps. See, I'm tired. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're in Australia. Hello, Sheila.
I was busy trying to make this thing on the monitor go bigger, but I don't know if I can't get it to go bigger, so hopefully everyone can see it. When I make it go big, it goes on my computer.
I also did hear allegedly that he did check himself into a mental institution a year after the murder. So again, he could have had a psychotic episode. He could have been thinking those things. There could have been voices telling him to do it. That could be, again, why I picked up the crazy stuff that I picked up in some of those auto rights. Because I really didn't think they were that crazy till I listened to them again last night. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like this sounds like it's coming from a crazy person. Like people are probably going to think I'm whacked. When I went back over it. So yeah. Like I was saying, like, he changed his looks a lot, and we have pictures of that too. It's kind of crazy. All right. So I got my things pulled up. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, are we going backward or we're doing the last
Yeah,
one
we're
first?
we're gonna start with the very last reading I did that was done May 11th. Is that when it was?
Yeah.
May 11th, 2022. We're going to start with that one because it had the most pertinent information all together. It wasn't like all over, kind of like the auto rights were. And it said his full name, well, his first and last name. So we're going to do that one first, and then we'll go from one down. And if you hang with us, you do. If not, you got to come back later and check it out, because it's going to be a lot. So there is a bunch of information. And some of it is like repeated, but still. Hey, look, there I am.
Okay, I try to make it bigger, but it won't go bigger because if I do, it goes back onto my computer. So I hope it's good.
I don't think that's the right date, though.
No, just watch. Here, are you ready?
Oh, I know what you're doing. That's Dylan's, huh?
Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah. This is a video she made.
No,
the reference to Delphi, and I get the word solved, but I'm not sure if it will be the full truth or what, but I hear the words on the brink. So odd that came in. Also, I don't know if she liked McDonald's or why I'm seeing McDonald's, but I'm seeing McDonald's. Can't really see it, but that's the map of where he worked next to McDonald's. It's the words clergy and pastor, but I don't really know why. Hear the words older male, prominent, connections. What about Keegan and his dad? Are they planning on doing it? I keep being taken back to that church for some odd reason, and I know. So I get the word hunter, outdoorsman. Now it could just be. I hear the words part of a search team. A person with a briefcase walking into court, like a lawyer or a judge or both or someone like that. You get the initial R. He's more rugged, like rugged looking. I get facial hair with him, like a beard and a mustache, kind of chestnut. He's thicker. I see he's got hair, but he's got a hat on, so his hair's like on the longer side, like it's not shaved or anything. A damn name Alan is coming. I got that a lot before. Don't know how it fits. It's weird because she wants to. It's like she keeps taking me back to the church for some reason. I don't really know why. And saying the word clergy. And then she takes me back to like. Then I want to go back to the lawyer. Named Rick. Like, just hang on. I do see someone going to jail. I just they show me the handcuffs and the jumpsuit. So they do get someone. I don't know if it's the actual right person or not. But they showed me that the last couple readings that I did. The person was part of the search party. I'd never gotten that before, but she was showing me him being involved in searching. And Keegan and them are just like a piece of the puzzle. I don't think they're the whole story. They're not the whole picture, is how it comes across. So I got Alan, and I got Rick, okay, and I went to drugs because she showed me needles and drugs and things like that. I keep hearing the word clergy too, so I don't. Maybe someone connected to the church as well. Guy that's on the bench, like the benches, like watching her play softball. I don't even know if they did that. Like the guy I keep wanting to connect like a brown, like dark brown to black hair for some odd reason. And then there's a guy with that I keep seeing that has whitish gray hair with a whitish gray mustache and glasses. I keep seeing that as well, and I don't know who he is or how he connects or anything like that. And like I said earlier, I did get somebody, and this came in one of the readings I did, but someone walking with a briefcase into court that would tell me it's a lawyer. You know that Shane Evans is a lawyer, right? Like I said, I keep seeing like a white-haired guy with a mustache and glasses, and I don't know who he is and how he connects. And then there's a darker-haired guy. The darker-haired guy, I keep getting like dark hair for some odd reason. I don't really know why. But I keep seeing a guy in like my symbol for jail, orange jumpsuit and cuffs. So I don't know if that means that there is someone that has jail time or there will be jail in the future. I don't know, but I keep seeing that too. It's one of the repeating things that I get. But there's something about a cop. There's something about someone in the legal system. And there's something about the church. The church. It's weird because in my old readings, I got a lot about religion, a lot. But I get pastor and clergy. So, like I said, besides the church, I got a lot of religious stuff in my old readings. Not a good guy. Not a good guy at all. This is like the person you would least expect. And it's almost like he doesn't show the bad side, like he's got two sides to him or two lives, or there's just there's a difference in how he shows some people versus how he really is. I don't know if they've got, I don't know if it's a double life, if it's like this whole thing, like with Keegan and stuff, like he is a part of this. I feel like they are a part of the story somehow, whether they were just used to get Libby to talk to somebody so they, he could say, well, let's meet here, and then they know where she would be. Like, it's possible. I think it's just like, this is going to be the last person that anybody's going to suspect. See, that name Alan is coming a lot. I don't know who he is. Came in the older
Well, we can do that.
It's okay. I think they got it. So, okay. See, Alan is caught. I don't know who he is. All right, so just to explain why I wanted to play that, okay, we found out that the church is actually really close to where he lives. I don't know, there could be more reasons to why the church kept coming in, but I'm not going to put up with negativity in the chat. This is not about attention seeking or anything like that. This is to validate, and this is validation to law enforcement as well. But this is also validation of what Libby and Abby have said. It's a validation of spirit. So I really actually don't need to explain myself to anybody, but that's what this is about. And I did get his name. We're not here. I am not here to solve anything. I am here to give what spirit gives in hopes that the right people will hear it and solve it. I can't go and find out who this person is, even though I've got a first and last name. Do you understand how many Rick Allens there are in the world? I'm not a law enforcement officer. That's something I can't do. Psychics, unfortunately, don't know everything, because if we did, there would be a lot more cases. We give pieces of the puzzle. So now that's the thing, is I don't know if the pastor is actually her son. I think it is, but I'm not positive on that, so I don't want to say it. But that's from, she had a post like it was her son, and so that's where we got that from. And I don't think it's the same church, but it's possible maybe he went to that church or he lived very close to it. So if he was going to attend a church, it was more than likely that one. That's allegedly. I'm just saying. So I think it could be because the way that spirit works is they try to give us where people are located. One thing they were giving, like I said, the McDonald's, they wanted to give the location of the work. Then they wanted to give the location of the church, because the church is very close to where he lived, which is right next to the school. So it could be that's why. I mean, there could be multiple meanings, right? Spirit gives multiple meanings for things. And again, I give bits and pieces. I get bits and pieces from spirit. It's not up to me to solve anything. It's up to law enforcement to solve it. And obviously they have some kind of evidence or they wouldn't have arrested the dude. This is, again, allegedly, but The fact that they've arrested him and so much matches him, that's the only reason I'm putting anything out. If nothing matched him, I wouldn't say anything because I'd be like, well, I guess I was just wrong. Or they have the wrong guy. But allegedly, too much fits. Too much fits from the very beginning. I got Alan in 2017. But I don't know, I'm not law enforcement. I can't go hunt down a Rick Allen. And I just got this in May, his full name. And I didn't know why I was getting it because I get multiple names. But, Spirit, it's kind of weird because Spirit was giving me the name Richard for literally, 2 or 3 readings prior to this guy getting arrested. It came in Dylan, it came in John Bonet, and it came in another one because I was asking in the chat, is Rick and Richard the same name? Like, is it the same name? And they were like, yeah. So I just can't remember what case that one was. But it's like Spirit's been giving it to me, just these different readings for some reason, just to like reiterate it. And I don't think if he wasn't involved, allegedly, that they would repeat themselves. They would not repeat the name Alan. They would not repeat the name Richard. They would not repeat the name Rick. They would not do that if he's not involved somehow. Allegedly. Just saying. They're very repetitive when stuff is important. And if people don't like it, then I don't even know why they're watching the channel. Just saying. So, all right. I do feel bad for his wife and family. I mean, it's sad because now, can you imagine being married to one of the most hated men on earth? And maybe you feel like you missed some signs. It's there. It was probably right in front of her face all along, and she just didn't recognize her. If she did, she didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? So we're going back to. We don't have the ones on the blog talk on the podcast, do we, Shazam?
No, I was gonna try after we got done with these.
Okay, well, I mean, not downloading, but just playing. I don't think it'll work, huh?
I'm gonna try it after we get done with these. So these clips I just put on my channel, and then we'll play them from here.
Yeah, and everybody's talking about Delphi, so why come in here and give me problems? So
I kicked
him out. I know. It irritates me. The first one is it's the one at the very bottom besides the see, yours shows different than mine. It's the Delphi, Indiana, Iowa interconnect or something like that.
I have them in order, so we'll see.
Okay, it's that one. And it's and we're just going to play the timestamps. We're not going to play the whole video. It's just a lot clicked on that last reading, I think, is why we played the whole video. Right? I think he needed some attention himself. I agree with that. Look, everybody's talking about it. Everybody kind of knows. He looks just like the sketch. He has the blue jacket. He's allegedly involved, okay? They wouldn't have arrested him if they didn't have more on him. Just saying. And the fact that basically Spirit has been yelling his name at me for the past few months. Changes appearances. Not a coincidence. So we're at 10:45 is the first part, right? That guy gave me a headache.
Yeah.
I usually don't have drama in here. So when I do, I kind of do a little. Exactly. Keyboard warrior. You got it. Or why would he stick up for a guy like that anyways? Allegedly, an alleged killer. I mean, pretty much, if police didn't want people to know, they wouldn't have announced it. Basically,
Oh, come on.
you know, that's how I look at it because they announced it. Everybody's reporting on it, including
changes stuff. He still has to do it in a manner.
What part are you on?
Sorry.
Are you able to save timestamps with that? Or no? Oh, 10:45?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got them all saved.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah. It's all on my channel, but yeah, I got it all. Every single one's all separate. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, it's a whole video of the different timestamps? Is that how you did it? Oh.
Yep.
I thought we were going through
Although
each
he may change his appearance and stuff, he still has to do things in a certain manner. Although he may change his appearance and stuff, he still has to do things.
No, that would take us forever.
Well, I thought this would take you forever. And this was back in 2017. This one actually had a lot of timestamps on it, surprisingly.
I wish I could put like next. I wonder if there's a way I can just push next though.
I feel like he found these girls on media or through a fake profile or something like that.
Maybe I should have just made a video. I wonder if I can just push next.
I don't know how these people on these channels do it so fast. It looks confusing to me.
I don't know.
Yes, I do. I always connect with Libby. She's the one that tells me everything. Abby's more quiet. Libby kind of just takes over and just like in charge.
Guy that got caught on camera changes appearance because he realized he was caught on camera. Okay, so he changed his appearance. I saw him putting on metal frame glasses and shaving his head and just changing the way that he dressed. But also this guy changes his appearance as well. He has many different aliases. He has many different looks. He has many different personas, so to speak.
Now would be the time we could put those pictures up, but that's probably a pain, huh?
Of what?
The pictures.
Which one do you want?
Of all his different all his different looks. No, that's my sketch. Go just to the different ones of him. There's the stripe I was talking about down his gray beard that's stated in the thing. I think his hair was longer at the time too. I'd be curious to see a picture. See there, his freaking beard looks blonde there.
Yeah. I think I did them all.
Like, I don't have a whole lot of photos. I just kind of. you know, he just looks different in every photo I've seen. And so that just kind of validates, maybe that's why I thought I was seeing different people, is I was seeing his different looks, and how he changed his appearance. Because, you know, one point I got blonde, then I got gray, then I got, you know, brown, and he's been all of those. So now I'm wondering if that's why I thought I was seeing multiple people, as I was seeing the multiple changes in the personas and things like that. It makes sense to me in the way that things come in. But okay, we can go to the next one. I just thought it was interesting, you know how different he looks all the time. And it was like every picture that you see of him is different. I'm curious what he looked like back then, if his hair was longer. I know it's darker, definitely. Yeah, Abby's more of a neutral follower. You're right. Libby is definitely the spokesperson, and she's the one. It's easier to connect to one. Even though I asked to speak to all of them, it's easier to connect to one spirit than all of them at once, just because they all know the same information anyways. It just makes it easier. Hey, quit that. What are you doing, baby? Both seem to have a brown tint to hair, and on the longer side, the older man is darker brown, like regular brown. The younger is a reddish brown color. My was messing up at this time, and the girls had issues with their phones. The older man has wider shoulders, maybe about 240. I'm not that great at weight. And height is 5'10". I'm getting the told. Seems because we went brown from tint to hair. And the older man is darker brown. Yeah, because we went from changes appearance to a different video. I look different in that video. It's when I had shitty lighting and.
Because we did one. Oh, there we go.
Well, he lived right by the church, so it could be that. Allegedly, I think that her son is a pastor, from what I found out. I just don't have that confirmed yet. He might have went to that church and met, seen her there, but he lives very close to the church. So spirit always tries to give location of where people live and work sometimes in readings. So that's why I think, and I do think KK named him.
He's changed dramatically his appearance, or
Sorry, I thought I paused it.
No, I think we watched that one.
He's changed dramatically his appearance, or he's changed dramatically his appearance, or
it should be, yeah, the one after that. But I agree, Kathy. That's why I said that I think that the reason why I got so much on KK and TK, because there's personal things that I got on TK, stories that we've heard, and Kagan's name, I think that they were the connection. Like, you had to find them to get to him, or to figure out who he was. That it feels like that's where the connection comes in at. Yeah, or maybe he watched. I mean, anybody can go to those games. And he has a friend of the family that's a lawyer, so that's why we kept bringing that in. And it could also mean that he was going to end up going to court, and that this was going to go, to trial. So it could be either of those things. But they do have a family friend that is a lawyer, allegedly, from what I understand. What's wrong, Tammy? Everything okay?
It's just loading. It's just loading slow. I'm like, maybe I should have put him on the video. I just thought it would be easier, but maybe we can go to the video and forward if we have to, but
that's what I thought we were going to do, but I don't know if that's harder.
I thought this way would be easier because I don't have a mouse. But we might have to. Come on, YouTube.
Well, I've always said that it's possible that it's connected to something bigger, because there's, I kind of have the feel of the connection between these bigwig, guys that are in Delphi and this, that are into like other scenes. So, I mean, I don't know though. I don't know. Because I always got kind of like a serial killer vibe from like the beginning, but then like it could be connected to more. I don't. Should I have a bottle too?
He's working with like a bigger group, and this was ritualistic. I feel like they took them away from the area and then brought them back and staged them a certain way. I don't feel like this psycho guy has ever been caught before for any sort of. He's working with like a.
Oh, I'm not. I only say anything just in case anybody else has any other questions or says that this is like an attention seeking thing. It's not. It's just I like to put out the validation because it validates spirit. And you, unfortunately, doing this work, like you have to kind of prove yourself a lot before people listen to you, and it gets frustrating. So it's like having a resume for any kind of job. That's important as well. But most important is that it validates spirit and validates LE, law enforcement.
With like a bigger group, and this was ritualistic. I feel like they took them away from the area and then brought them back and staged them a certain way. I don't feel like this psycho guy has ever been caught before for any sort of sex crimes or anything like that. He's very articulate. I don't think he's been caught for anything, honestly. Everything is planned to the T. He's very gutsy to commit what he did at the time he did it, and he's very narcissistic. Although I feel the killings were done away from that area, they were brought back with like a bigger.
So the next one should be about his age, I think. And actually, it was released in the news that they were staged and they were taken and brought back. So, and this was back in 2017 that this came out. This came in.
Late 40s, early 50s, and I'm getting it's like early 50s, like 53, 54, around 40s, late 40s, early 50s, and I'm getting it's like early 50s, like 40s, late 40s, early 50s, and I'm getting it's like.
No, he would have been 45 at the time, so that's why that makes sense. Because he was like, you know, and as time went on, he was getting later into the 40s, and now he's in his very early 50s. I mean, I don't know. I've kind of always thought that, but I don't know if I'm seeing actual people. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like I don't know anymore. Because I always thought there's more people involved, but then again, it could be because I was seeing the many parts of him, you know, his many looks and how he changed. I was picking up on all those looks, so that's why it's hard to say.
One thing that the girl said is they're looking in all the wrong places. They may be onto something, but not onto this guy, meaning that they may be making a connection to others involved, but he's like a ghost, I guess you would say, is what I'm being told. Evidence has been mostly cleaned up by now. One thing that the girl said is they're.
So that was back in 2017 because he was never on their radar. So this was way back. And that's why I put that in as a validation. And the next part is chameleon, because I've always said he was like a chameleon. Like he just blends in. He does. And he changes. Yeah, it's possible. There might be more that comes out. I mean, like it's just kind of hard to tell again because I can't really yeah, he does exactly. And I think he like
This guy's a chameleon. He blends in when he wants. The thing I was being told is this guy's a chameleon. He blends in when he wants to, and that's why it's hard to catch him. Another thing I was being told is this guy's a chameleon. He blends in when he wants to, and that's why it's hard to catch him.
So I agree with that because I think he has two different kind of personality types. I think he has this personality that he shows everybody, and I mentioned this in my readings. He has this personality where he shows everybody like he's this nice guy, he's this cool guy, like he wouldn't hurt a fly. Like that's how he comes across to people. But I think he has this dark side that like nobody really knows about. And that's I think why the whole two personality things is going to come up later in the end. Yeah, exactly. Like he's got two different personas. Maybe more if he's schizophrenic, which I wondered about. I wondered if he was like just not diagnosed schizophrenic because I know he allegedly went into a mental hospital. And I got a lot about voices telling him to do things. So
the community that cared for them have answers. I do see handcuffs, so this is my sign that I feel justice will come. After all, they are both fighters, and in their passings, they continue to fight, and I'm getting chills on my head alongside with Cleric and Elizabeth to bring this man, and it's really like strong chills, so that usually means spirit. That might be a license plate, a tattoo, something like that. I was also getting the reference to 5. It could be a possible license plate. It could be the month of May. It could be the 5th of the month, something like that. The more info I get, I will try to update. So that was that.
So it's been 5 years, basically 5.5. So that's probably why I think the 5 came in. And what's weird about that, and I talk about it later, is that Abby and Libby, the date comes up to 5. It's kind of weird.
Oops, I went too far. Hold on.
And he's arrogant. I mean, he's arrogant. He didn't think he was going to get caught.
Has something to do with his mother. He doesn't really like red-haired, strawberry blonde girls. His sister was mean to him, and that's how she looked. I also got that he was adopted later on. That's not in here, but his mother
I don't know if
abandoned him.
that part's validated. I just
Very
wanted
this
the
man.
mother red hair because apparently she does have red hair. I don't know anything about that, so that's not something I can validate right now. Just the red hair part is all I can validate on that.
We didn't know
So
him really. We talked about him only talked to him online. We thought he was someone else. We were set up. This man gets his kicks on watching was molded this way by the way he was treated. He has always had mental illness, but no one really knew. He's good at
and that makes sense with the whole mental allegedly going into the hospital.
he cut my hair. He took something from us, a trophy. He always takes trophies.
News articles backed up the trophies.
Lives. We are united together in tragedy. Mother, oh mother, do you know him? He knew about us. Someone told him who we were online. Then the obsession started. We thought it was just an innocent friend who wanted to take pictures.
I'm wondering if that's Kagan. Allegedly. So, okay, go on.
Oh, come on.
Cucumbers. Getting the year 1982. Boys.
Okay, so cucumbers. It's kind of a weird thing, but we found where they were canning cucumbers, and I just thought it was kind of weird because we were always thinking that was never going to fit anywhere, and it's just the weirdest validation.
Where is it?
Oh, you didn't have to show it if you didn't want to. It's on there somewhere.
Okay.
Anyway, somebody sent
They
it
were
to me.
canning them.
Yeah, I do. Well, he liked to do the stuff online, I think, is a big thing. And he probably was because he's good with computers.
Killed because it is his duty. He is a snake, and so he has a tattoo, a serpent, to follow the devil. Then I hear Jesus cry.
Okay, so the serpent came in multiple times, but this is the first one I got it. If you look up the symbol for pharmacy, it's a serpent. Even the medical symbol is a serpent. Just thought it was kind of weird.
just yet. Evil Eye hearing the word skirts being shown a peach again, and then the connection to Florida, Mississippi, Michigan, CDMs. Some girls he feels.
Okay, so the Florida, apparently, allegedly, he went to college in Florida. And I think his dad teaches there or something. Okay, next part is Alan comes in for the first time.
Clothes and his personas. They keep showing me a big A, Alan or something like that. And
So that's the first time that Alan came in at 4144 on the very first auto write. And I always thought it was a first name. So that kind of threw me for a loop that it was a last name.
you saw her. You were connecting to her. It's connected. How the fuck did they know? Mel's voice. Look into this boy's profile. Something isn't right there. Okay, I saw a boy's profile and it was like a surfer looking dude, or surfer looking boy, I should say, about 16, tan, blonde, like wavy hair on the beach. And I found one that looks exactly like it. And he's from Florida, which is exactly.
That's it for that one. But if you look up the Anthony Shots profile, if you look up the picture of it, pretty much matches that description right there. My cat's driving me nuts, trying to get stuff from underneath the door.
So he found us chicken and dumplings. Crystal, you look so pretty in that hat. There is also a girl by the name of Janice that he's responsible for.
Okay, that's it for that one. Janice, I think is his mom's name. Allegedly, from what I've been told. Okay.
To be cleansed of our evil deeds. He's a pedophile, but don't feel he's ever been caught for something like this, or ever been caught at all. He doesn't have a record, as we said. People that are supposed.
So as far as we know, he doesn't have one. I don't think he'd be a pharmacy tech if he did.
Right.
What he pleases. His job allows him to keep moving, so he's not in the same area for too long. Sleuth talker, businessman, even if it's not legit. I see prescription pill bottle, so he may be on some sort of medication.
So that reminded me, because it came after businessman, that they were probably trying to tell me the pharmacy.
Those last two I never did find. I forgot to tell you that.
Okay, well, you don't have to do it. It's just outdoorsy. I got it at 1645 unless I wrote it down wrong. And the wooden cross, which was, again, we talked about the church. From what I understand, they were both from Peru. So Peru, Indiana. Well, he is the same place that KK and TK live in. And more than likely, more than likely, they know each other, in my opinion. But that's an alleged. That's not confirmed. And then we can just. There's not much in the auto writes from iHeart. I can just say them, and then people can go listen to auto write, like if they want to. Like we don't have to do all that. Stop, Violet, please. So auto write 5. Well, actually, if we're not gonna do the iHeart thing because that's too much of a pain, I can just because I think I'm missing some. I could not find them on my thing. Basically, in Auto Write 2, you can find it on iHeart at 8:26. I got I don't know what I wrote. Life like nothing. I don't know. 8:55. I got a flannel blue and white. I swear I've seen pictures of that somewhere, but that's not confirmed. But I'm gonna keep my eye out for that again because I know I saw it. 9:22. I got deep web possible. 11:23. Suit guy. He was in a suit. He was arrested. 11:47. I got November, which next month we might find out more. So that makes sense. 12:21. He's not been caught. 12:26 through 12:28. I saw cuffs. And 12:34, I said people will be shocked, which I think everybody is pretty much shocked. And 14:07, would never think he would do this. So he comes across as that type of person. Which one are you playing now? 5? Okay, don't play it yet. I'm gonna go over the ones that
Yeah.
from iHeart that I don't have on there.
I have it on pause.
Okay, so Auto Write 3 from iHeart, 9:12. I got horses. And as I said, I feel like and there's pictures of him with horses and whatnot, but I feel like the serial killer mentioned in this earlier was who he wanted to be or who he thought he was. It may not fit him, or it may be we don't know things. So 10:38, I got heavyset mustache. 11:23, changes appearance, pictures, and then we saw the changes appearance. 11:46, Dodger jacket, which was Kagan. 11:42, outdoorsman, which we've seen that he is. 12:45 to 12:29, I got the serpent, and I talked a lot about the serpent, which that doesn't make sense. 12:45 to 12:29, that's backwards. So I don't know if that's the right time. I told you I was up till 4:00 doing this. I probably screwed up. But anyways, the serpent. And if you look up the pharmacy symbol, it's a serpent. 13:38, drugs. And I'm wondering if that was because of his job and it wasn't what I thought it was because it's how we perceive the information. 14:56, I got calculus. You do use calculus in pharmacy tech, I believe. 15:41, about in his 50s. He was when he was caught. 16:51, month of October. 17:20, cold before hot, which it did. It got cold and then it heated up again. And XYZ, it's weird because that was on Nancy Grace. I mentioned it in the podcast, that validation of why I think I got that. And I got that before it was on Nancy Grace. Auto Write 4, 2:22, I stopped. He'll be stopped in due time. 22:03 to I got 45, and he would have been a 45 at that time. Like I got the number 45, so he'd have been around that age. 26:26, chameleon. 26:31, hides in plain sight. That's when this came in Auto Write 4. This was mentioned on the news after I said that. 26:35, last person you would think. 27 minutes, 5, which I think is 5 years. Numerology equals 5 for girls found. 27:27, never been caught. 28:45, well, he thinks he'll never get caught, but little does he know. And 31:15, the snake and the sword, which is a medical symbol. 35:58, that blue and white flannel thing came in again. 36:21 to 36:40, dirty blonde and crystal blue eyes, outdoorsy, terrain oriented. So he does have blonde in that one photo, and I don't know the blue eye. His eyes look kind of blue, I think, depending on how you look at him. 36:47, the wooden cross came in again, and we already talked about what the church could possibly mean. And then I don't know if I have the same timestamps from the one on iHeart, but as I do on this Auto Write 5. But okay, we're at Auto Write 5 now. Where's the sound? I think your sound's off. I think you're on mute, Tammy.
Went in a circle. When he strikes, he looks like a normal person, dressed like a hiker or like anyone in that area. He doesn't stick out. He blends in. I've been saying it from the start that he's a chameleon, very calm, cool, and collected. But in a circle, when he strikes, he looks like a normal person, dressed like a hiker.
11:08. I'll go to iHeart and make sure I don't have any more from there, because it seems like I have more from there than I do on this one.
Too. She thought it was just a regular boy, but he looked her up as the other auto right had said. He knew about her through someone. This was all much like a setup to teach someone a lesson.
Pilot, hold on, maybe.
Hearing the name Brittany, maybe a victim also.
So Brittany's actually his daughter. So that's why I got that. What's going on in there? Okay, so see, I got more for some reason. I wrote down more from iHeart on AutoWrite 5, which is weird. Last person anyone would think at 5 minutes. 6:31, drugs, but not connected the way that most think. So that could be why. The whole pharmacy thing. 6:46, not random, planned out methodically. Excuse me. 7:07, doesn't stick out, blends in, calm, cool, collected. 8 minutes, crescent moon comes in. I've said this several times. I've gotten the crescent moon several times. And I realized that on October 28th, 2022, when he was arrested, that it was actually a crescent moon. I looked it up. So I thought that was interesting because that came in a lot. 10:07 connections to Delphi, but not from there. Originally was what I was getting at, which he wasn't. He was actually from Mexico, Indiana, I guess. 10:22, two different people and how he acts. 12:46, meet someone that she had been talking to is what they went there to do. 12:50, he knew about her through someone. We already got that. 12:53, all like a setup. 14:44, I got there again, cold before it heats up. It doesn't mean it won't get solved. 14:52, he will be stopped. 15:41, a snake's teeth, probably the pharmacy medical logo. And 15:50, I saw the snake drawn out. So they were trying to really throw the snake at me. Like I said, when they repeat stuff, it's for a reason. And they've been giving me this guy's name for the last few months. You'll see at the end. It came in a couple other readings. But, okay, we can go on to the 6th. I haven't looked at those, and apparently there's supposedly a pastor connected to the wife, but I was told it was her son. I can't confirm that. And he apparently unalived himself. So I don't know. You're on mute again. Well, you can wait. You literally just went out.
So I'm not sure on that either. I'm hearing the month of October is significant. The men that took this out.
That was your October.
I had a couple more things, but that's okay. It's really little. So yeah, there's the October. Let's see if I got more on iHeart, because for some reason I listened to iHeart and I did the timestamps on the others. So maybe I'm better listening than reading. It was about a year after the murders, around about. I talked about it on the last one. Let's see. Okay, so all right,
Really
number.
sure. Wait.
Go ahead.
Are you doing that? The rest of that one? You can.
I was going to real quick, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not really sure if that means someone enjoyed tumbling from time to time. I'm hearing something about a museum as well. I'm asking her to take me back to this man, the man behind it all. Well, we can tell you he hasn't been under anyone else's suspicion. He has not been a POI, and he hasn't even been questioned. I had kept the secret, but
That's all I got for that.
Yeah, so it was weird because there's an auto write 6 from the iHeart, because like I said, I went and I read through, but it's like maybe I'm missing it when I'm reading it is to listening to it. So maybe I should listen to stuff from now on. But 12/12 in the iHeart one, October is significant, which now we know why. 1437. October came in a lot. It came in a freaking crap load. So 1437, not a POI, not under suspicion. 1448, brown hair, blue eyes. This could be son or him earlier in a connection, because his eyes, they look different sometimes. It's weird. Sometimes they look green, sometimes they look blue, sometimes they look brown. 1504, someone no one would suspect. 1511, look closer to home. Now we know why. 1523, BG, not originally from Delphi. He wasn't. He lived in several places around Indiana. 1726, again, the crescent moon comes in, and the skull. So I was wondering if maybe the Halloween symbolism was the skull, but I also got that later on too. But again, the crescent moon was the day they were arrested. And then 1804, justice will be served one day. Please be patient as the puzzle pieces fall into place, which is what is happening. So that was from iHeart. And again, the link is in the group and posted on the community page for that. That link seems to work, but if someone else is having problems when they typed it in. Okay, we're on auto write 7. I think I was leaning back here because I screwed up my ankle. Don't start. Hey. What? Leave the freaking cat alone and get off of her. Driving me nuts here. Violet, stop. Oh, are you looking for the shaven one? There's the one where he's like standing in the background. I think it's this one. I'm like pointing like you can see what I'm talking about. The far right, if you're looking at the screen, he's standing with someone in the picture and it looks like he's all shaved. I think it's that one. Yep. He's the one in the background. He's all shaved. You can't really see it that well though.
Laura.
Hey, what's going on with you guys? Hold on a second. My dogs outside are going kind of nuts.
Did shave his head after the day, and he has kept it short since. When I described this in my early... I don't know why I'm shown like dark sunglasses. He also is about middle-aged. I want to say his mid to upper 30s. Then we have the blonde, the one that came to me in my dream. He has his personality of...
So that's just like the blonde hair. It just, I see that, like that one with the, what's it called? The beard, and it's like blonde, and it's like so weird that it's blonde because it's not his normal hair color. So that's why I'm wondering, like, when I was picking up all these different looks and stuff, I wasn't picking up like him at different ages and him at different looks, you know. You know that all that's really left on that one, you don't have to play it. I mean, it's just Pumpkin in handcuffs, which has been repeated multiple times. Like they were gonna go to jail. Someone was gonna go to jail in October by Halloween. Is basically the way that what they were trying to tell me. Of course, in auto write 8, it's a lot clearer. Let me see if I have more on auto write 7. Okay, so auto write 7 from iHeart. Now I did get 529, the Mexican flag. That could be Mexico, Indiana, or it may not relay here. It may relay to a different one. 545M. I was wondering if that was for Miami, but 638R in a circle. 735. This was crazy. Wait, was that? Did that come in 8 or 7? Why do I have it in 7 here and 8 up there? Friday pumpkins, which symbolize Halloween. He was arrested Friday before Halloween. 909, last person anyone would consider, and 913 to 914, good at fooling and hiding things. So, why is it coming up in auto write? It is supposed to be an auto write 7 that I got that, not 8.
Yeah, that's where I found it.
Can you check? Yeah, you found it. It should be like 526 or something, like the Friday, the pumpkins, and the bats. I don't know why I put it under. I'm telling you, I was messed up. I don't think. See, I don't know. I think maybe she saw signs and kind of ignored them. Maybe, not thinking, no, that can't be. I do agree with the denial part. I mean, I think I kind of would be too. Would you want to think that anybody that you love could be, responsible for something like that? Anyways, I have it written down as 526, but I put it under the wrong damn auto write.
Together, we all want one thing, the handcuffs and the orange jumpsuits. It's 1:11 here. Good time to stop. The girls send their love. Together, we all want one thing, the handcuffs and the orange jumpsuits. It's 1:11 here. Good time to stop. The girls send their love.
Which one was that one? Sorry.
Yeah, I have 526 on here, but on iHeart it's like 7 minutes something.
Oh, I'm on number 7. Hold on. Gotta get to 8. Right, we're at 8.
No, I'm thinking that it came in 7 because on iHeart it's on 7. But then I put it on 8 here, which I don't know why I did that. just check around 526 and see if that's it. Because that one, I want to play that one because that
So
one.
this may symbolize October. The number 6.
That is it.
It
Okay.
is in auto 8.
8? Why does it say it's in 7 in the other one? Okay.
I found it in 8.
Okay, weird. Yeah, I know.
Right here.
That's how I thought about too, I was like, I kind of feel bad. I feel really bad for the family members. I can't imagine if that was, someone that I knew, my husband or something like that. I mean, can you imagine? The wife could be afraid. I mean, she could know more. That's true. And I'm sure she'll be questioned plenty.
I don't know why I'm told the day of the week, Friday, but also they are showing me pain. The specialist has hair on his chest. I hear.
There you go.
So that was trippy because I got Friday and pumpkins and bats. And he was arrested the Friday before Halloween. So that tripped me out a lot. The only thing that really came in that one was the big R that we can validate anyways.
There's a big R with a circle around it. I hear the words cattle. I'm shown the
Okay. So that's it for that. Did I get anything else in auto right 8?
That's all I got.
I don't know why auto right 8 says it said that that's where Hank came in at, because that came in 10. 1549 leaves fall. 1644 cases solved years later. Be patient. Personal cold and calculator and darts. That came in that auto right 8. Or what they did auto right 8 in. Okay, we're in 9, 10, and then the yeah, well, because pumpkins always symbolize Halloween for me, and October came in numerous times. So with the October and the pumpkin together, but the Friday before Halloween, literally he was arrested Friday before Halloween, and that I got like the day of the week Friday, that kind of like blew me away.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Like the Friday before Halloween, that specific. Spirit's not usually that specific.
Right.
They just aren't. Yeah, that's one of my, and it's the small, it seems like it's small, but it's not.
Right, that's awesome.
I promise that he will be caught. These messages are a little different than normal, but we have to. We said it would get cold before it heated back up. Well, it's heated back up for a bit. Let's keep it hot. You're hot on his heels.
Well, as I always tell you guys, Spirit's very symbolic, but that's not the first time. I mean, like I said, I always relate pumpkins to October, to Halloween time. October came in numerous times. I can't even like 5 or 6 times, I think. But the Friday before Halloween, that's specific. That's
right. Yeah.
If you can't figure out, I just didn't recognize it because I haven't gone back to these auto rights. But
yeah,
Friday and then pumpkins and bats, it's like
Halloween.
Prideful, plain evil. He can be charming. So many don't realize. They think lies about him, but they aren't.
Okay. And then just the 10 is like Hank. Like the other stuff I can't validate. I could not find Matthew in that. I know that or Matt. I have it written down, but for some reason, unless I sit and listen to it, and I just could not listen to it.
Right.
So on auto rate 10, 619, Hank is the name of the horse. Her horse, I guess. It's her horse.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
And if you're just getting in here, we played the very last reading that I did first, where I got his name and everything. So you'll have to either go back to that or go back to the reading.
Not go back to Molly's case. The name Hank is possible connection. I'm thinking that might go back to Molly's case. The name Hank is possible connection.
So Hank is, that's the
You
horse's
hear it?
name. It's small, but it's like the little things, when you connect all the dots, like they were saying, puzzle pieces. So the last, reading 10. Yeah, the blonde with it. Well, he's had multiple looks. That's what I'm saying. Multiple looks. His hair was originally. Come on, get out of here, cat. Everybody's wanting your butt to pop on, but you know what? You've been so annoying tonight. Quentin's cat's been like overly annoying. I didn't in the last reading, the 10-5-19, we don't have to play that one if we don't want to. I didn't really get that much in that one. It's kind of just a repetitive thing. Other than I did get lighter eyes in 1003 and older male. I guess we can play it because I got basically his looks in that one. It's Angel Kitty. I call Clinton's cat. He's like overly annoying tonight, like grabbing my hair and being weird.
I lost my page. Sorry.
And he dyed his hair blonde because he's not a natural blonde. You see pictures of him when he's younger. He's not a natural blonde.
You see pictures.
Okay. We're back.
So this is 10-5-19. You don't have to do the 906. It just says 3 different guys, and that's why I think I was getting that because I've seen 3 different looks actually. So start at 9:15, I guess. My lighting was so bad back then. I would even turn on all the lights and it's still
Some kind of kin to older male, like or son, be someone like that. Just feel like the man on the bridge does not match.
9:15.
Get a reference to dark eyes, brown, almost black. A reference to lighter eyes. They're wearing hats pulled down to sort of cover their face.
Lighter.
I get a reference to him being dressed or similar, the lighter color brown. He feels like an off kind of person, some kind of kin to older male, like brother, nephew, somebody like that, or son, nephew, someone like that. Just feel like the man on the bridge does not match.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, you made another live. Oops, shoot. I knocked this thing down. Is it the wrong time? It's not the wrong timestamp, is it?
No, it played it. Did you not hear it? It's really like
9:15.
the sound is really,
it's the lighter eyes, the older male lighter. Okay, I'll just say it. Older male lighter eyes, brown tint, reddish brown, reddish brown tint, regular brown, reddish brown color. And his hair used to be back in the day. Older man, wider shoulders, and then the horses came in again. Now, the 1 in 10, 12, 22, 20, 20, it has a lot of information in it that matches. So it's gonna be a lot. And when I said pointy nose, his nose does point at the bottom. You want to show my sketch?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it up.
I had this done.
See when I push.
And it's weird because the sketch looks a lot like the other players that we've gotten, but it's pretty good. I didn't draw it. I had it drawn. The nose could have been a little bit more pointier, but the eyes match like to the T. And what's weird is he's wearing a beanie, and there is a picture of him playing pool or something where he's wearing a beanie. I saw it on some kind of video today where he was playing pool and he was wearing a black beanie, and I just now remembered that. So it's kind of weird because in this picture, if you see the whole sketch, I put him in a beanie. I put him in a black beanie. The what do you call it? The eyes like match really good, I think. And mine was more from a side profile, not front. And I got thinking, I should have added more beard, but I think he shaved and then he wouldn't shave, and then so just depends on when I saw him. But I think it's pretty close. Okay.
Yeah.
For not having a professional drawer do it. Professional artist. So there's a lot in this one. A lot. This was the reading I did 12/22/2020. This was the one right before the very last one I did, which is almost similar, like just about the same information, huh?
Yeah.
But this one's actually pretty. So I see him kissing a blonde woman, and there's pictures of his wife. She's got like blonde hair on the top. So that's why I think I was getting that. But hair in my mouth. So this is, I think, the last one because we already played the last reading first, right? So.
Yep.
What are you doing, Leo? No, maybe. I know. Go Mimi saw. Leo's saying he wants to go to bed. Yeah, I saw that. But he looked different then. He had this long ass, blonde goatee, but he freaking had that for him. You know why he had that up there. It's all arrogance. I kept getting it was arrogance in the reading, but there's stuff that I got that probably fits him. I just don't know his personality personally, so I can't really validate it. Like, narcissism and arrogant and all that. Like, I do feel like I said, he's two different people. He's the least person you would least expect. That came in a lot. Like, I think he has this dark side, but normally, he just seems like a normal person, everyday Joe. Okay, this one
A
has a
reference
lot.
to darker hair, a wave to it, dark brown side, but as a reddish tint. I kind of get that
Where
as
you
a
at?
type. I also reference to a pointy sort of nose. They show me a hump, but then a point at the end of the nose. Nose looks to have
The 710 to 718.
Okay. Yeah, I think not a crime of opportunity planned. I didn't put a thing on that. Go ahead.
showed me eyes that were a little bit yellowish with green in them. So maybe hazel color for another guy. That is
So his eyes in that picture look hazel to me, like a green tint. How many times people told me no on that one?
grows out a beard in the winter months from time to time, cuts it in the summer months or when he feels like it. Keeps to change a lot. I feel like he cut everything after this, like shaved his head, cut his beard, or trimmed it up. I also keep getting a factory for some reason, but they keep down on one knee for doing this. They show me him kissing a blonde woman that looks like she could be his wife. And I'm referenced two older kids, a boy and a girl. Look like teens or early teens, so they aren't young children. He carries a hunting knife on his hip. It's serrated and in a pouch. I also think he may carry a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks different. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I was getting like different. I thought I was getting different people. All these different people. Well, then you don't have to watch. You can go back and watch the whole readings if you want to. I don't know what to say. We're doing the best that we can. We're not technologically advanced.
I had him prepped. I just don't know how to play him in order. So
yeah, she had them prepped. She's having issues playing them in order because we keep getting lost going back and getting them. So if you can do a better job, you're welcome to come on and try.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Though may have a temper. He's been able to be two different people. One is the job, while the other is the normal life. Like the job, or when he does bad things, it can be cold and calculated. But otherwise, I keep seeing a business type person, or one that seems to be into his job, or kids or wife, like two different personalities. He's got good at hiding what he's capable of. There's a reference to a connection to the court somewhere. I'm not sure where or why, but or how it's connected, or if this is even belonging here. But they showed me a lawyer.
Want to be going to court?
Yep.
I'm not thinking he is, but he could be connected to one, or one knows something, or this future or past info. But I get a reference to a suit and a briefcase, and it looks like this guy is walking into a courthouse, and they wave an American flag at me. They say if anyone knew this man, they would not think he is capable of the things that happened, because I get a reference to him being extremely charming, but then the other side is cruel and unforgiving. Kind of a strong type of jawline, and I don't think the guy is skinny like he seems to pack on some chubbiness. I don't think this man has been ever arrested, but he's has very quiet links maybe to gangs, such as I get a reference to being paid off. If it's not him, it's someone. It is someone he's being. He's actually.
Dennis, where am I at?
1453. Or no, 1350 and then 1453. Well, it's just never been arrested, so we already heard that. 1453.
He's not trying to be out there too now in case he's recognized. So I think it's highly possible that he watches from a fake profile to see what.
And I heard he did have a fake profile. I actually found that out today, allegedly.
Being said, he's gotten away with things like this before, and he's not worried as they haven't been close to him. I keep getting the name Kevin, so I don't know if it goes.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Or there may be ties there. I am shown Indiana, and they say he's from a neighboring city or town. They say that they're.
Which he was. He lived in Peru and Mexico before. So, 1543.
Could also be soap. Also shows me sideburns, and he has them or grows them out. His hair is, I keep getting like a chestnut, but has like a reddish tint to it.
And that was probably when he was younger before it turned gray. Because it's how the color it looks when it's mixed with the white. It has like a reddish tint to it.
He's more sloppy looking. I get a reference to those plaid button-up long-sleeve shirts being tied around his waist. I get a direct link to Ashley, and they showed me Ashley and then put a line from her to him. Jay keeps coming in all the time around this.
It's okay, 1655.
A reference to two types of shoes. One is white tennis shoes, and the other is like a work boot type, brown type boot.
Yeah, you're fine.
Again with Garrett, and they draw a line to the word that says friend from him. So back to this other guy. This guy looks kind of skinny-ish, maybe even sunken in cheeks at times. I get a sense.
See, that's a different guy I was seeing, and I don't know if it relates to this case. We're gonna go to 2041, I think. Or he could be a connection. I don't know.
No idea. And also an R. And I hear the words betrayal, ultimate betrayal. I'm trying to pull names up, but I wasn't.
Big R and ultimate betrayal.
Like a J. I also get the name Richard again. I also get a link.
Richard came in. I don't know why I said again. I must have gotten it other places too.
Yeah.
That I don't know about.
Sorry. He has his brown hair on the lighter side, I think. His eyes look lighter, though. His face is a bit sunken in, and it could be he was how he was.
I love your birds.
As I'm talking to you guys right now. Yeah, right here. His face looks more of like an oval shape to it. And his nose is fatter nose with his nostrils kind of wider nose. I think this could fit both BG. They seem to have similar noses, both him and BG. And there's either that or there's a mix-up. But I also get a reference to someone shaving their head completely bald, like shiny bald. There seems to be a huge connection to This person is widely protected. Not much evidence was left because he knew what he was doing. Any DNA doesn't look like it's in the system. Maybe it won't even fit him. I don't feel like he.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, that was good. I heard DNA is not in the system. And then 2606 is just the blondish guy, which we've talked about. Him being freaking looking blonde. He must have dyed his hair. I don't know why else he would look blonde, because he's not blonde.
Right. It's like they were telling you what he looked like at the time you did your reading.
I know. It's like and that's what I'm saying. At the time, I couldn't tell like if it was different people or if it was the same person that changed his looks, because I got that he changed his look multiple times. And I got that he was a chameleon. And so it was like, it was weird. It was like they kept showing me these different looks and I thought they were different people, but maybe they weren't. You know, they were just different personas, like him changing it all the time. I've never seen anybody change their look so much in my life. The one with the blonde doesn't even look like him anymore. He must have done that afterwards. Like he had to have done that like afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, because it makes the most sense.
Right.
And then so just I got Richard and Dylan, and I got the very last one I did. So that was September, the end of September. That came around 12 minutes and 25. I got Richard, and then John Bonet was in 103.44. It came in again. So over the last few months, they keep bringing it in readings. So, and then, you know, in his reading, I got what his wife calls him, Rick. I didn't know that Rick and Richard were the same name. Like, you could use the same name for them until this happened. And I'm like, oh, they must be the same, go by the same name.
Rick, Ricky, and Dick were all for Richard, my grandpa and my ex.
Yeah, that's what I just learned.
Yeah. That's some that everyone would call Grandpa Rick or Ricky for Richard, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy, his hair got white within 5 years. Makes you wonder if I don't know if it stressed him out more, or like his hair went completely white like really fast in 5 years, because it was at the time, I think it was regularly brown chestnut color. Like I was getting like a chestnut, because it shows it, you know, even in the pictures, like that color that's even in his beard is that color. It's like a chestnut color. Yeah. But it's so weird because I kept seeing a stripe, and I don't know where it's at in these readings, but it's in the reading somewhere.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere.
Where I gotten like a stripe, and that one picture, it's a you know, white beard, and then you just see like this little stripe of color, and I was like, oh crap! They just gave me a bunch of different looks all the time, because, you know, it's like, well, if you're gonna find him here, he's gonna look like this. He's gonna be blonde. If you find him like this, he's gonna be gray haired. You know, because I did get gray hair in my readings as well. Yeah, I don't either, but it was just interesting the way that, like, this taught me a lot in the way that I get information, and again, how I thought I was getting all this, like, all these different people, which I did get different cases and stuff like that, I think, and maybe his, you know, psychotic of how he was thinking and whatnot, but it's just it's weird. Like, they kept showing me different people, and it was because it was the same person. He just changed, and there might be other people involved. I'm just saying, I think that's what they were doing, is they were showing me different looks or different ways that the guy looked. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Like, every time I would do a reading, they would show me like different looks, and now I'm looking at this. I'm like, he had all of those looks that they gave me. Trip.
Do you know what video this one is?
No.
At 12:58, you were showing a beard with like a gray beard with a black stripe down it, kinda.
Yeah, that's it. Girl, I don't know.
I knew I found it yesterday.
See, I have all this info typed up for the Delphi because I started doing it with auto writing, and that was before I really knew how my gifts work. Like I didn't realize that I would pull in other cases. So I went through like everything and just kind of people send me stuff and I just kind of like as I go through I just see what matches. And I don't know how I keep up with it. It kind of drives my head a little bit crazy and it makes like I get tired going through it, dude. Like I was feeling even sick at some point from reading it because it's so negative, you know. It's so evil and so negative and he doesn't come across that way like to anybody, but he's got this other side that is just really really bad. And like I said, Delphi really is really dark for me and I was getting attacked in my sleep. I don't get attacked now. It was only when I was doing that case. I would get pulled out of my body and attacked by the lower astrals, and it was because of the case. Because once I stopped that case, it stopped.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe there are demons that drive him. Maybe that is why I picked that up. We're both gonna do it at the same time.
Goodbye.
But it's like, yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. But sometimes, you know, I'll remember things that I got. See, I did not remember I got his name in the last reading, the 511. I didn't realize I got his name till I went back and listened to it. And I was like, oh, holy crap, I did get it. I knew I got Alan in the very, very beginning, like the very first reading I did that came in. Yeah. And I remember getting ours. I'm wondering who the J is though, because there's lots of times the J comes in, unless it's Keegan's dad, because his real name starts with a J, so it could be that. Because I really think that they were the connection. Like that's why I think I got a lot on them, and I got Keegan's name was because they're a connection, and you have to find them to find this guy. Like that's what Spirit will do. They'll give connections. They'll give things next to where they live. And that's what they were doing. And you don't know it at the time because it's all in how you perceive the information, and you really don't know why you're getting what you're getting. You know, people think, oh, well, you had his name, you should have just known who he was. Okay, because I'm like some like, I don't know, mystical being. I'm a mystical being and I know everything. It's not how it works because we're not supposed to like really solve it. We're just supposed to give the puzzles to help the police solve it. If you ever watch psychic investigators or sensing murder or anything like that, they just give them bits and pieces and the cops follow up on that, and sometimes it leads to a body and sometimes it leads to a perp, and that's just how it goes. But I think I always bitch and complain that I don't get enough names because names are pretty hard to get sometimes. So when I got his name first and last in the same reading, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
That's not something that like literally ever happens to me. And not to a lot of other people either. If you watch a lot of psychics, even on Sensing Murder, they don't always get a first and last name. Like that's a rare thing. Like maybe a first name. Sometimes when Sensing Murders, they're like elite. So the people in Sensing Murder are like the elite. So yeah, they can get like first and last. But it's hard enough to get first, but to get a whole name is insane. Because people think that, oh, you're psychic, you should know it. No, I mostly just get descriptions. We mostly just get descriptions. And like I said, I was getting McDonald's. I don't know why the hell I'm getting McDonald's. But I guess if I would have looked at a map, I would have seen CVS and I would have been like, okay. I don't know if it would have clicked. Because I had to go back into when I got the serpent a million times. It's like, why the hell am I getting this snake? Why am I getting this serpent? Well, now that we know he's in the pharmacy and medical field, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I looked at the sword medical field before, and I did think that he was in some kind of medical thing because of that, but I didn't think pharmacy, you know? So I don't really do auto writing anymore. I like to do my private readings through typing just because it's just me and Spirit and people can keep their readings and look back over, and I don't have another way to record it. So I like to do them that way. Auto writing now for me is world events. If you guys haven't checked that out, I have predictions of world events that are coming true like fast from the time that I do them lately.
Yes.
Spirit will say it's time to do one, and then I'll do it, and then something will happen like 2 days later, and it's like, oh crap, okay, I get why you guys are saying I need to do this. So, but my auto writing comes also with visions, so it's not just words. It's just the way that I connect. And then I have times where I just get random words and random stuff, and I have a whole list of like random names, random words, things I get in my dreams. And I just keep track of it because it always hits something. Like if I'm pulled to a name, it'll always hit. If I get it in a dream, it'll hit. It's something. So I always keep track of everything. And that's funny, Miss X, that you say that, because I hope that they do have those oh shit moments when they watch. Like that would be awesome. Because so many of them are skeptical. I'd like to blow their minds and turn their skepticism. And, that's one reason why I like to do these validation videos is because, we try to put the information together and put it out there so that it validates not only my gifts, but it validates spirit. It validates that there is another side. It validates there is psychic mediums. It validates a lot of things.
Yeah.
And again, we're not here to solve it. We're just here to give the puzzle pieces. And it's very possible if I would have turned my reading into the cops, if they would have listened to that and they would have seen the name, maybe it clicked then, and maybe it didn't click until after he was arrested. You don't ever know. Because if you guys watch like psychic detectives and stuff, like they'll go to an area where they're told to go to look for a body, and they'll look everywhere and they won't find it. And they'll go back to that same area a few months later and they'll find it. It's just weird the way that timing is supposed to happen. So no matter if I had this information before, as you guys see, October came in multiple times and the Friday before Halloween, basically. So Spirit already knew when this was going to happen. And no matter if I would have turned it in earlier or not, this would not have happened until the Friday that it happened in October.
Yep.
That is why they gave that information and they kept showing jail and jumpsuit and all of that stuff because they already knew he was going to be arrested and they knew when he was going to be arrested. And that's why October came in like every freaking reading almost. I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
So I went back over it and I was like, oh my gosh, this freaking came in so much, October did.
Yep.
And then you get a day like Friday before Halloween and it's like, wow. But he was going to be arrested on that day regardless of if I turned in the information or if I didn't turn in the information or whatever, if I was listened to, if I wasn't, he wouldn't have been arrested till the day he was supposed to be arrested because it was already foretold. Just like the thing with Quentin, and being foretold before he was ever born. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. There's things happen the way they're supposed to happen. This is Earth. It's we come here to experience, to learn, to grow, to have soul contracts, to have karma, to have all the crap, everything. And it's not where we like stay. So that's why things are kind of foretold because it's already pre-written. Yes, there are many different pathways, but when it comes to things like that, it's pretty much written in stone. So the girls know what their purpose was in all of this on the other side. And they've said that multiple times. Like their purpose, they have a bigger purpose. There's something bigger that came out of this. And there always is something bigger that comes out of it. It's hard to look at it like that, but that's basically how it works. And the girls know that. They know why it happened. They know what their connection is to this guy for it to happen. They know what will come out of it. And look, a foundation has already come out of it, I think. Did it? I got that in one of my readings. I don't know if that's actually happened. Or if it was in the works or talks or something. But, a foundation is going to come out of it. Maybe it stopped him from being someone worse because he's being stopped now. I mean, we don't really know. I fully believe even skeptics in the force watching Psychos Online if they get stuck. If for nothing else to get out of the ruts, maybe to get... It's possible. I mean, there are detectives that are really like open like that. You do. And I've worked with a prior prosecutor. He was extremely open because he had his own experiences. So I think it just depends on if people have their own experiences or not. And I don't know if we will hear everything. But I do feel, and I have to say allegedly, but I feel like he's the right guy. There's too much that fits him, including his name, for it not to be. Spirit's been throwing the name Richard at me for freaking the last 6 months. It comes in multiple times in different readings. So they were trying to prepare me for this to happen, and I already know it was going to, because in one of my... Was it 6 or 7?
6.
6? I thought it was 7. So in the world event 6, they stated that Delphi was going to be solved. And they stated it was on the brink at that point in time. So that's just another prediction that was made in the auto rates. Like, they told me at that time. And they kept giving me the name, and I didn't know where the frick it fit, but it was like once he was arrested, I would know. I would put it together, and I would be like, okay, well, that's why I was getting that name 100 times. And it was important because I only get names if they're important, apparently. Or I probably get other names. I just don't know where they go, because sometimes I just get them. So I got so many names when I did those auto writes, and I don't know if they're connected to him, like friends, neighbors, whatever, or if, because I've already gotten like Brittany, Janice, Johnny was her brother. So there is names that I've gotten in there that are connections. Kagan, but there's a lot of names I don't know where they go. No. No, I haven't, Lucy. This actually, like a lot of those auto writes, I don't think I understood like how I perceived or how I worked as much at the time. I still got really accurate information, but this year my accuracy just shifted. It was weird. It was like once I hit... Well, no, because I did this in May. I was going to say once I hit 10 years, everything kind of shifted for me. But it looks like this year and my move and everything and channeling this new way and stuff like really kind of bumped it up. I didn't have, or that I know of, have any gifts when I was younger. I know it runs in my family, but it took something major happening to me for me to wake up. And then it was like, then once I woke up, I think Spirit seen I was dedicated, and so they continue to level me up, so to speak, with my gifts and the information that they give. So it's really all them. I'm just the channel, and I'm glad that it's accurate, because I would never do this work or pretend to be somebody that I'm not. And yeah, I do think that it does kind of happen when you're older, actually. I've noticed that. You don't see a lot of young ones that are... I don't know. I just noticed like when you get older for some reason. And I think that's because like older women, we went through the life experience, and we can handle it better. We can handle our gifts better and our understandings and everything. Like, we're more mature, and I think maybe that's why. But yeah, it kind of did click in it a little bit more once I hit 40. But it started in my 30s. I've been doing this for 10 years. But it's like, you grow kind of a little at a time. But it's like this year, it seemed to be a major shift for me, which is good. It's good. Because it's hard to make it doing this, actually. Because you have a lot of proving to do. You have to prove yourself a lot for people to listen to you, for one. For people to follow you and believe what you're saying. For, if you got real information on a case, it's hard to call them and be like, look, I got this information, you need to check this out. Like, I still don't do that. I'm going to start doing it, I think, because I get scared on doing that because I'm like, they're gonna, what if I'm wrong and I send them on a wild goose chase, which I don't ever want to do that because I might misperceive or whatever. We can get within a mile, not exact location. So, I think of that. What if I'm wrong? And what if I tell them this and they don't believe me? So what's auto rate 7?
The Delphi information. I wrote it wrong. I'm gonna have to fix it in my video. It is auto rate 7, not 6.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
No, I don't feel fear. You can't have fear if you do this work. You just can't. There's nothing to be afraid of. I don't have a fear of spirit. Even when things are dark, I'm not scared of them, and that's why I think I don't get messed with. Is because they feed off of fear, and there's no fear to feed off of with me.
Yeah.
My light's brighter than that, and I've got some damn good guides. I've been told I have a whole army over there of people that I've helped that also help. I also, my mentor's over there. I'm sure she's helping, but there's no reason to feel fear at all. And they're gentle with the things that they show me. And actually, I'm weird because I'll be like, show me more, show me more, show me more. Even if it's bad, even if it's kind of hard to see, unless it involves animals. And it's kind of weird. Like I can't handle the animal thing, but I can handle people. But, I don't know. I'm always asking them to show me more. And they only show me what I can handle, I think. Give me what they're meant to give me, but I'm weird. I'm not afraid. I'll walk into a haunted house and I won't be scared. Even if I'm feeling like all this pain all over and stuff, I'm like, okay, well, why am I feeling that? It's more like, and then when I get into this and I'm trying to do like these readings and stuff, and I'm like getting like this really crazy or negative information. Like with him it was a lot really negative, but me it's like I feel like a detective, like I'm trying to solve it, so I need to see all that I can to solve it. And I don't feel like a runaway train, and I think it's because I really have good boundaries. You have to have really good boundaries with this, so I don't get bothered. Spirit does not come and bother me. There's now the night of Quentin, I couldn't sleep. That was basically it. And the night that we did the killing fields for Patreon, I had something that didn't like me peeking in on that negative place over there, and it came into my room and was checking me out, and I couldn't sleep. So, and I've had experience that were negative, but not a lot. Because there's really, again, nothing for them to, they know not to mess with me, I think is the thing. Because I'm just not scared of them. You can't have fear if you're ever going to do this work. You just can't. You can't be afraid. I think I meant to kind of walk in both worlds, if that makes sense. And as Spirit always showed me recently, and I was actually typing it to my community when I got it. They showed me a vision of me walking with this gown, and I had long hair, and I was walking in the dark, but I was surrounded by light. And so I think it was symbolic that I do walk in this darkness of all this negativity, but somehow I shed light on it at the same time. I don't shut anything down. I want to feel more. Weird like that. Except for the dream, I just, I did have a dream about someone and it wasn't a good dream and it's turning out to be right. And I don't like that. But that's kind of like the only thing that's the first time that's ever happened to me. Weirdest, funniest thing I've ever seen. I haven't really seen anything weird and funny. I mean, I've done so many readings and I can't remember them all. There are some spirits that are really goofy and they'll say some really goofy things. I think, I don't know, that one girl was tripping me out the last live reading I did, where she's just strutting around in my head. That was kind of funny. But honestly, spirit can be really funny sometimes. They keep their personality. So if they're a jokester in life, they're a jokester. There's times where people are laughing and crying in their readings because it's just they're saying hilarious stuff and they're being hilarious. And so I mean, I can't really think of anything. I haven't really seen anything funny. I mean, I work with a lot of, I work with deceased people and how they pass away. So other than they share their life stories and their personalities and stuff, I feel a lot like you do, but I was a bit late in the ballgame to discover, I guess, still learning, honing, not afraid of the other side per accuracy was now. Now accuracy kind of like blows my mind. It doesn't wig me out, but me and Shazam will be like, holy crap. And they're like the whole Quentin thing, like that. When I found that, and it was weird because Spirit knew I was going to go through and look at my videos, and how it kind of happened and what made me go back to those videos is kind of weird. And they knew I was going to do that at this point in time. And that's what's a trip about it. But I mean, yeah, and when I do world events and this happens that I see, yeah, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. And that's happening more and more and more, and it's becoming more obvious, the whole world event things. Yeah. Like really obvious. I mean, and it like this last one, it was like bam, 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 like one thing after another. I wasn't shown like really what happened to Quentin. Where did I get the arm break at though? I did get an arm break. Do you remember what reading that was?
I don't remember, but I don't
remember, but I did get one. I did get an arm break, but I don't remember where it was at. But I just got cases referenced for him. Yeah. I got Megan Boswell, Casey Anthony, and this other case that I know that I did privately. I mean, it's a known case, but I can't think of the name right now. But she basically was a drunk and drug addict, and she hated her kid, and she told the baby she hated it all the time, and she got drunk and beat him to death. And so that I got mentioned all three of those, and the other two are suffocation. I didn't get anything about a pool or water or tub. I mean, I did in Boswell, and I don't know if that's why they're sending me back to that or not, but I thought that fit Amaya. Yeah. Because the cough syrup. I heard she was sick and she had cough syrup. So, were you the one that asked me that on TikTok? Because someone asked me the same thing on TikTok about a broken arm. Maybe it was. Was it summer that I got a broken arm in?
I'm trying to think. I don't know, but I do remember it. Like
I remember it too, but I can't remember where I got it at.
Like it's recent that you even said it too.
Yeah. Are you the one that asked me that? Okay. Because someone asked me that on TikTok, and I was like, you can go find my readings. But no, I just referenced, I just got referenced those cases. So, I mean, the way that it seems to me is that he's beat and suffocated the way that it came out, allegedly, but, I didn't get anything with water. He didn't show me any of the, like, he didn't show me what happened to him. He just referenced cases. So I don't really know why he did it that way. Spirit does different things for different reasons. And that's not to say that there wasn't water involved. I just didn't get it. And I'll always be up front and be like, oh, I didn't get that. But I wasn't shown it. I can only give what I'm shown, plain and simple. That's just the way it goes. I can't give anything more or anything less. And then it's just trying to figure out how I perceive it and how it fits. But Quentin was pretty freaking strong little spirit there. And he was probably one of my most accurate readings, especially for a child. I mean, they're not really a child, but still, I don't get that accuracy of readings from any other children that I communicate with. So,
or adults.
Yeah, or adults for that matter.
Yeah.
Stephanie Parze was really good.
Yep.
Anaya was really good. Both of those were really good with their locations. Because I had their locations. And we're working on a validation video. I think it'll be different than this one. I think it'll be just a video. With probably like news articles and stuff, and it's the way I want to do it, or news things, news clips.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Poor Shazam. It's about 5 o'clock where she is. We need to let her go to bed. I'm freezing because I don't have a heater, so I want to go to bed. I have to make sure my birds are warm. I'm a little worried about them. They've got a heated blanket on them, but that heated blanket isn't very warm. It's like an old one. It doesn't heat up very much. I need to get them a new one. So I need to go feed them and cover them up and make sure that the heat stays in. That's where I'm getting at. And I'm freezing. It is frustrating. But like I said, even with kids and their parents and this happening, it's all blueprinted out. It's all kind of foretold. If it wasn't foretold, that was the biggest lesson with Quentin, was it was foretold. Why else would I get it before he was ever born? I mean, I got his name in the landfill 3 years ago, and that's why I feel like he's there. It's just people don't understand how grueling it is to look there and make sure you're not missing anything. And even if they do find anything, they've got to send it off and get checked to make sure it is what it is, or, whatever. So it's the only place I've ever gotten. I can't say he's anywhere else, because I was taken to Little Neck and I was taken to that church right next door. And then we saw the landfill and I was like, okay. So I can't say he's anywhere else because I haven't gotten anywhere else. Now that we know where he was, there's 2 locations that he was dumped at one and the trash truck took him to another. But they have the evidence to believe that, or they wouldn't have spent all this time and energy over there doing that. And they got it a lot faster than they did Zion, because I think they waited a month for her.
It was a while.
Yeah, she might be there. I mean, it sucks that they didn't find her.
Yeah.
After all that work, and 5 months of looking. But they kept giving me signs that he was going to be found, and I'm just waiting because I don't know usually my predictions are right on that. Like what they showed me.
And then with the news clips, like when you have those in your dreams, that usually...
Yeah. The one was with Chrissy being found, but she wasn't found the way I thought she was going to be found. But what's weird is I think the other girl was the one missing from Princeton behind the tennis courts, because that's kind of what the dream was about. So I think it was about her, but I had Chrissy in there because Chrissy was found. But I don't know. That was really weird how that all worked. But yeah, usually if I see things like that and I get like news stuff, like I just don't know the timing of it. Like I thought they made it seem like it was going to be like, not this long. And everything I'm getting matches the landfill out there. From what I've been told. And I don't know, like I got a time frame on it, but that time frame passed. So I don't know why I got that time frame. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I never know why I get what I get. It's just one of those things that, I just gotta trust it, I guess. That's all you gotta do is trust. That's all I gotta do is trust it. I have to, because I haven't been led wrong before, really. Been driven wild a little bit, trying to figure out why, what fits where. Been driven a little crazy, but it's always been fit in one way or another. Right. It's always been for a reason. That's why I say we always get things for a reason. Even if it doesn't make sense right now. So I just have to trust it, because that repeating vision of his little hand was what, and then the yellow, the yellow rain boots, or the yellow, it was like rain material, like raincoat material. And they were like, yeah, we have these yellow rain boots that are like raincoat material. And so I kept thinking, well, maybe he sees it, or why is that coming in?
Yeah.
We don't know if they found anything or not. It has to be checked out. We don't know. Like, we don't know. You know, everybody's speculating and all of that. Like, we don't know. Just let the cops do their job. That's like with the protesting. Just let them do their freaking job. There's a reason they're not arresting her. They don't want another Casey Anthony.
Yep.
You know, because she got away with it because they didn't have the right evidence or enough evidence. And they need more evidence, plain and simple. So it's like I kind of get irritated at these people out. I mean, it was cool they caught a spirit running around. That was cool.
That was cool.
But as far as any other reason, go home. Let the cops do their damn job, because you're the ones getting arrested and looking like idiots. So that's just my opinion on it. But who am I? No one.
Right.
And we don't know what they're sitting on exactly. Just like Delphi, we don't know what they're sitting on. But in order to make an arrest, they had to be sitting on something.
Yeah.
Because after all these years, they would not make an arrest unless they were sitting on. They had multiple, suspects, and none of those suspects were arrested because they didn't have nothing on them, because there was nothing. But to arrest somebody and say they're arrested for Delphi, they had something, because you wouldn't put someone out like that and make them one of the most hated men in America if they didn't have something, allegedly. Just saying.
And it's because they have Keegan and he gave some info up.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Because I got his name. I could not find the timestamp for my life on that, and I know I got it.
It's like one of the first two, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, someone else sent me the timestamp on the video actually itself, but she actually reminds me a lot of Megan Boswell. I think they're around the same age. They almost look the same.
Yes.
I was gonna do a side by side of them, because I always get reminded of her every time I see this girl. I don't know what it is about her. They're like the same energy or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, they have to have something on. They have to have something, or they would not have said, "Oh, we arrested someone in Delphi." They would have done it very quietly if they didn't think they had a case, because that's a lot to put that out. Just like it's a lot to say Quentin was deceased. They had the evidence to say he was deceased.
Yeah.
You know, or they wouldn't have done it.
Right.
They had to have, like, literally some kind of, I think they have blood evidence, but that's my opinion. And that's because they luminoled the house, and because I had gotten blood on the baseboard. That's why I think that they have that. And that's why I don't believe that. I mean, it might be involved, drowning or something, but I don't believe it was an accident.
No.
That's my opinion, and that's the way it came across. Is it wasn't. That's like Boswell tried to say hers was an accident, but the girl was alive when she put her in the fucking bag. So obviously not an accident. That's why I got accident in the beginning and then murder later, because she was going to try to claim it as accident.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But they look alike though. Have you looked at them? Like, they have the same color hair. Like, I think Megan's just a little bit chubbier, but like, they look very similar, like super similar. I agree. You know what? And that's the thing, is like, I kind of was like, felt sorry for her in the beginning, and that quickly faded. By seeing her personality and the way she is, and the way she's standing by her daughter through all this, instead of like making it seem like she even cares about Quentin. I don't agree with the way she's acting. She's acting like a child. She's not acting like an adult. And I hope they do get her, because she should have never left her with her. But she was like, "Oh, I need to start trusting her," and blah, blah, blah. If your kid, if you have custody because they can't take care of your kids or their kids, why would you want to leave them like that? Unsupervised, knowing that they're a drug addict or whatever. And that's all they're doing is partying and stuff. But that's the thing that people don't understand. They can use all of that. You know, you give somebody enough rope and they will do what with it?
Yep. That.
So think about that, people. That if you just leave her alone, she's going to dig her own hole. They both are gonna dig their own hole. And and they've tried to push it off on everybody else.
Yes, that poor nanny.
They've tried to push it off on the boyfriend. They've tried to push it off on the babysitter, and they've tried to what else did they try to do? They try to take all the attention away from them. Oh, if I'm guilty, I'll go turn myself in. Well, why don't you walk your butt down there then and do it? Because you're the last one to see her. Where do you think you went? He's freaking 20 months. And it's just fake crocodile tears. I can't handle her.
And then she said that the cops told her she forgot. How?
She's a pathological liar. I mean, that came in. Hello, Jadica. I don't know. But they, they know what they got. They had to have a lot of evidence to say he was deceased. They're not jumping the gun on that. They have the evidence to believe he's in the landfill, or they wouldn't be spending the money that they're spending over there looking for him. Same thing with this. If they didn't think this guy was involved, they wouldn't have plastered it everywhere. Because that when they released that to the media, it was going to be plastered everywhere, and they did that for a reason.
Yeah.
They feel pretty confident in their case.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they got DNA, because that came a lot in my readings. Like, his DNA's not in the system, but if you get him, it'll match. So I'm just curious if they have to, for it being that brutal of a thing, they've got to have something. Yeah. It's really hard not to leave your DNA somewhere.
Right.
Really hard. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they have something good on this guy, or they would have never announced him to the world and made him the most hated freaking guy in the world right now. And so, the person saying, well, Ellie hasn't even had their conference, blah, 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 blah. Well, they felt confident enough to release it. So I'm just here validating that what they got is right. That's basically it. Because Spirit's been screaming at me since May. Yep. Basically. So that's that. I'm done with my rant and rave and everything. You gotta let Tammy go to bed. I'm getting in trouble by her husband by keeping her up all hours of the night. And I'm freezing. I've got to go take care of those birds and make sure they're warm enough. But yeah, I think he did too, Lucy. I really do. I think that he was. I don't think he did at first, but I think he did. I think they gave him a lesser sentence or something like that. Because I always said that he was the connection. Like he was the connection, and I think that his dad, and this guy were all sharing that profile to talk to the girls, and they probably have different they're probably talking to multiple girls. There's probably multiple ones that they found. And so that's what I think, is they were all using that same profile, because he used to live in Peru. So you're telling me he don't know them? I guarantee you he knows them. I guarantee it, allegedly, that he knows them. And I think that's how they got this guy, because all of a sudden they have Kagan, and then all of a sudden they make this arrest. They've been building their case since they've had Kagan to make this arrest.
Yeah.
And it all connects back to that profile, which came through multiple times about it being a fake profile and what it looked like and everything. So, I think that's how that's where the connection comes in, and that's why I got the name Kagan. In the very beginning, the very first reading that came with Alan, Kagan was in there. Go figure.
Yeah.
And then there's so much that matched him and his dad. It was his dad. Like, there's a story with the girl on a bike and stuff like that, and that's what I made the matches on. Some of those matches might not be him, but just to say that those two are connections, and that's why. I wasn't saying that they were involved in that way, because I've always said I don't think they were the ones at the bridge, but they were like involved in some way, and it's probably this way, because Birds of a Feather and TK or the TK and this guy are very similar. TK is not a good dude.
No.
So allegedly. Oh, okay. Arcadia then. Similar to Arcadia, Jacada. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm not saying that right. Right, and that's why I wonder, like, about like the serial killer thing I was getting, if he is and we just don't know. Like, I can't connect that because I can't confirm it because we don't know. Like, we don't know if there's other cases, but I always kind of felt Iowa was kind of connected. It's not as brutal, but it's just kind of odd. They're found in a very similar way. There's 2 of them, and they're found in the woods by a creek. Like, it's just weird. And it might not be connected, but I just think it's a weird coincidence. But there might be others that we don't know about. I mean, he's had 5 years. Or even before that. We just don't know. I'm just saying, when you kill in that brutality, because we know the girls were killed very brutally, and we know that they were staged and all of that, like, it's kind of concerning. Did he only do that once? Because normally people that do that, don't. They don't stop.
Right.
But if he and especially if he went into a mental institution afterwards, he knew something was wrong with himself. And I always got voices were telling him to do it. Maybe they are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the dark does work that way, or people are schizophrenic. Yeah, I do too. It is his stepson, right? Okay, so that makes sense why I was getting the male and female. I think it is too his stepson. I don't know. Because I don't think they've been married that long, right? I don't know. There's something with that, though. Either he knew more. I hope he's not involved. But
get in church, that worries me.
Yeah, get in church so much. I don't know. Because we all I think it came in like there could possibly be a father-son dynamic there. But at the same time, that could be the Kagan and his dad connection, Yeah, right. It's especially to be a pastor and unalive yourself. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's his stepson. So I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. I just wonder. He looked like a normal guy too. I don't know. It's a very odd coincidence because I think that happened in like 2018 or something. I saw. So, I don't know, but I mean, we don't know. I mean, like I said, he could be responsible for more. Like they could put his DNA in that system, and it could hit all kinds of cases. We don't know.
Right.
Either him or K-Cap, I'm meant to regard. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, we don't know once they put that DNA in the system because they're going to take his DNA.
Yeah, once you get arrested now, they take the DNA.
They're going to take his DNA. So once they put that in the system, I'm curious if it's going to hit any other cases.
Me too.
I'm really curious about that. I'm waiting.
It probably has cases linked. They just haven't said anything.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm waiting because I was getting that serial killer vibe like way back, and all the like dark stuff I was getting was like very concerning to me. The fact that he looks so normal and seems so normal, and everybody says he was so nice. It goes back to the least last person you're ever gonna think, and they're really good at hiding it. Yeah. I mean, look at Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was really charming too, and no one ever knew he was a serial killer. I mean, till they knew. But, the women didn't know at the time, right?
Yeah.
So, Okay, Tammy's going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm freezing. And
Bye, guys.
my birds are freezing probably. So,
Have a
all
good
right,
day.
guys. Have a good night. Take it easy. See you next time. Probably be live tomorrow, actually, for readings. I have to. See you later.
Bye, guys.